This is Tor Oddmund from Leprous, and you're watching Stormbringer, the Austrian heavy Zine.
You are around with Leprous now on a very, it's a very big tour. It's like 34 dates. It's like half of it at the moment.
No, I think we're getting close to the end. Actually, it's I think we have 6 shows left. So it's we've covered the majority of the shows, and it's actually been a really big success this tour. It's been really many attendances and we can see a big increase from our previous tours. So it's really fun. It's really much fun to be around this time.
Yeah. But this is because you brought out a very remarkable album, which is called The Congregation. It came out in the summer, and it gained lots of attention because it was a bit different than Cole before. It was very focused and very stripped down to the basics. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree, and that was also our intention to I think I've said this many times, but it's the writing process aimed for a result that was a bit more, as you said, focused on maybe fewer ideas, but that we could use more time on developing complete compositions out of only using fewer ideas. And also we were a bit more picky on which ideas we would develop into entire songs. So we actually made 30 sketches, like 30 ground ideas for songs, and then we chose half of them to continue working on, and then we did some more work, and then we ended up with 12 of those that we actually recorded, and 11 of those are a part of the Congregation, because that's the 11 that we felt was the best match together to make an entire album and to make the flow as good as possible. So
the sketches are like a song, or just they go into one song? There are like 3 sketches or something?
No, it mostly is like the sketches. They were supposed to be one song, but it might only have been like one verse and one chorus and maybe one other part, and then just repeat. But then in the next stage we would maybe rearrange and reposition some of the parts and layer it with different instruments and everything, and of course sometimes it was like, okay, something is missing here, so we just took the chorus from that sketch and moved it over to another one, and so we were free to do whatever, but one sketch was supposed to be an idea for an entire song actually. So we had this rule for ourselves, or like a deadline, that each week we were supposed to make 2 sketches.
Okay, so inflicted yourself a deadline this time.
Yeah. So and then we met no matter how satisfied we were with those sketches, and then we rehearsed together and heard how it sounded like in a band setting, and then when we. After that, we of course we came up with like an idea of, okay, this might be something to pursue, or this might be something that we won't pursue. But sometimes we were wrong also. That it actually just grew on us. And we spent almost from January until May just making those sketches, and then after that we moved on to the next stage. And I think we saved a lot of time, and we didn't waste time on just because we had an idea to use. Earlier we could use spend 3 or 4 weeks on just trying to make a song out of some ideas that actually weren't that good. I think this and
a large pool of bits to choose from.
And also so it's really nice to actually be able to choose which songs we wouldn't use than to just have to make something more. And sometimes it's been like, okay, we need some more, so then okay, we need to make like a couple of songs more, and then it's stressful in the other direction, and I prefer this way of doing it. So
but with the deadline it would have been a lot of stress anyway, so you said you have to finish it till like whatever, I don't know, July or June.
And I think
is it good for you to work under these circumstances?
I actually think it's good for the creativity. I mean, I've often thought that I need to be inspired to come up with any ideas, and I mean, so if I'm not inspired, I don't make anything. But when you give yourself a deadline, you really have to make something, and then you know that okay, we need two sketches anyway, so it doesn't matter that much if it's very, very good or if it's maybe not that good. Yeah. But then sometimes actually some of the best songs were made under like
under pressure.
Yeah, under pressure, and like, okay, this was the best I could come up with. When now I'm actually talking for him. For I know he made some sketches just like at work. Okay, we really need something for tomorrow, and then some of those songs has actually been the most popular ones on the album. So sometimes creativity can come because you force yourself to be creative, and sometimes you can feel really, really inspired, and then what you come up with isn't that good.
But on the other hand, you changed half the band since Cole in the meantime, because the drummer is new and I think the bass player is new. Yeah. And how was that? You have to interweave the new guys in your sound as well.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, absolutely, and of course. Each and every one, I mean, how can you say it, flavors it in one direction or another. Especially the drummer, who has been a part of the entire process of making things, and he also came up with some ideas, like rhythmic ideas that actually also were developed into songs. We had this trip to the cabin where we just spent a weekend making things, and we actually didn't use that much from it, but it was a new idea, a new way to work.
Somewhere in the woods.
Yeah. Just isolated from everything, almost no cell phone connection or anything. So,
like here.
yeah. But it was it worked out really good to have some new people in the band, even though, I mean, it might be a bit different, but it's you can't say that it's a lot better or worse. I mean, it's just different, and we ended up using most of the ideas of Einar, the keyboard player, because we have like this democracy that we just I mean, we actually had a vote. Okay, this song, and then we agreed on the songs we wanted to pursue, and most of them were actually his ideas. So in that way you could say, okay, then we might have ended up with that anyway. But I think actually, I mean, the dynamics of the band, we were all a part of the I mean, can contribute to the songwriting processes.
Part of the process.
Yeah.
So it's a democracy, of course.
Yeah. You can say that.
But the fun thing is, you writing most of the lyrics, at least you did.
Yeah.
And your singer is writing most of the music.
Yeah.
So that's quite funny.
Yeah, it's just I guess that's how it's ended up. I had several ideas actually for some songs in the process, but they were mostly a part of those that we threw away because they were good enough, and I have no problem with that, because it's just as I said, it's like a democracy, and I think we've become better at just being honest and not being too stubborn on using because this is mine, I really want to use this, and I think that's a good dynamics in the band, to actually be open for your ideas maybe not being the best, because we just want to make the best possible music.
I think you can hear this dynamics on the album as well, which is it's dark in a way, not in a way like Cold Wars, but it's very dark and melancholic, and it's there are these repetitive song structures. What's the underlying theme of the record? Is it good? Is it bad? Is it melancholic?
It's not good. No, it's I mean, it's the Congregation. The album title is it's like I try to picture a mass of people that blindly follows something without making up your own mind on why you're doing this, and I mean, both me and Einar that has made the lyrics, we agree on very many things, like like political things and social things. I'm sorry, a bit dry. But it's and so the lyrics are either about some things that we want to have some focus on, And also in the end, it's the themes are more. I mean, towards the downfall of a person.
I know everybody refers to Isan all the time because for a long time you were the backing band of Isan, the old emperor guy, who's from the same town you are from. But you parted ways last year or 2 years ago. I don't know. I think last year you parted ways. Was it because you didn't have time anymore for two bands?
Yeah, actually it was because it was a bit too many conflicting offers for us. As Leprous, and also when he asked, okay, can you do this and this and this and this, then it was a bit difficult to say. I mean, in as long as an advance as he needed to say yes or no, because then we would have to say no to gigs for ourselves. And so also, I mean, in the beginning, we were a pretty small band, not having that many shows, and it was a very nice way to with exposure. And then, of course, I think it was a very win-win situation because he had a band that was really dedicated and took the time to rehearse things very, very well.
So he's got a substitute meanwhile.
Yeah. So, but then, as both of us, I mean, especially when we grew, and then he had this year with Emperor reunion and everything, and then we said that we would, I mean, just rethink everything after that. And then we just realized that this year would be so much for us, so it would be a bit difficult to combine it. Yeah, it's been a very nice, and of course we're still very good. We're on very good terms, and I mean he did the vocal recordings on the congregation, and of course he's Einar's brother-in-law.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, and his sister also. They were part of the vocal thing. So yeah, we just agreed on. It would be better for him to have other musicians doing the backing.
I think it's your old drummer playing with him.
Yeah, actually,
still.
yeah.
And talking of the drummer, I mean Bart, he's in many bands.
Yeah.
And he's also in one of the pre-bands on the tour called Rendezvous Point.
Yeah.
How's that for him to work with two bands at the same time? It's a lot of work.
Yeah, I think it's a bit more tiring than he thought before. Yeah. But he's doing it very well, I think, and it's. I mean, we don't have that many off days. Yeah. And since he's like playing 2 shows every night, he's had like 26 shows in a row in 13 days. So it's with no breaks. So it's pretty, and playing drums, I think that's the most exhausting thing. And he doesn't hold anything back. He doesn't make any compromises. So it's I think it's pretty tough, but he's doing it okay. But we might reconsider doing the similar thing.
We'll have a look at it.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's up to him. I mean, he does a very good job for Leprous anyway, so that's
amazing.
The important thing. Yeah, really
all
good.
Of you.
Thank you.
But why didn't you come to Austria this time?
Actually, I think we're open to go anywhere, but it's a matter of where we get offers and of course the routing of the tour. And since we're playing here in Bratislava, it's not that far away. I guess.
I know.
And
it's like 80 kilometers.
Yeah, I actually think we just didn't get a good enough offer from any place in Vienna. And today our manager, he's promoting this himself, and the turnout has been really, really good actually. So it's So when we don't have anyone that wants to like book the show and do everything, then we just do it ourselves. But it would be a bit difficult to do it both here and in Vienna, since maybe when we play here in Bratislava, people will come from Vienna. Maybe
like we do.
Yeah. But the only thing is, I mean, I guess it's mostly the most dedicated ones. So the nice thing about playing in several cities is that then you also get the ones that just come to check it out, and then that's how you recruit some new.
The ones who travel
a
little bit further.
Yeah.
So I say thank you. I don't want to strain your voice anymore. I think don't have much time anymore left. I say thank you. I hope the show is great tonight, and maybe we see you somewhere around Vienna next couple of months or years.
I mean, we've been to Vienna many times, and I'm sure we will come back. So it's always very nice. So such a nice town as well. So
I mean, Bratislava is nice as well.
Yeah. But it's we will definitely come back to Vienna. So if anyone wants to book our shows there,
there's the camera.
They're free to come with an offer.